Everyone, this is As Mohammad Khan and I welcome you with today's segment student. Today we will discuss about the types of respiration and the mechanism of respiration student. So first we will discuss about the types of respiration. According to the respiratory substrate student, there are the two types of respiration. First is floating respiration, second is protoplasmic respiration. Floating respiration is the respiration student in which the respiratory substrate is carbohydrate or fat, is known as floating respiration, means in which the chemical substance that is oxidized is belongs from carbohydrate or fat, and that respiration is known as floating respiration. And what is the protoplasmic respiration student? Protoplasmic respiration is the respiration in which the respiratory substrate is protein, means here the protein is oxidized to get the energy. So there are the two types of respiration. First is floating respiration, second is protoplasmic respiration according to the respiratory substrate student. And in your syllabus is which type of respiration student? It is floating respiration in which the carbohydrate is utilized to get the energy. Now we come on the another types of respiration according to the presence of air or oxygen student. According to the presence or the absence of the air, there are the two types of respiration. First is aerobic respiration, second is anaerobic respiration. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration both are found in the plant student, from which the plants oxidize their food and they get the energy. Like the first is aerobic respiration, means the respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen or air is known as aerobic respiration, and the plants that have the aerobic respiration are known as aerobes, and generally the higher plants come in this category. And what they do student, their glucose is oxidized into carbon dioxide, water, and a large amount of energy is released. Like this student, in the anaerobic respiration, it is found in the lower plants, and in this student it takes place, means this anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen or air. And in this student, the glucose is oxidized into ethanol, carbon dioxide, and a small amount of energy is released. Means aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, but anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, student. Next is, it is found in higher plants, but it is found in lower plants like plants and like small plants, bacteria and fungi student. Next is, it is a stable process that takes place continuously student. And anaerobic respiration is a temporary process student, because it does not remain continue. So it is a temporary process. In this student, the food is oxidized completely, but in the anaerobic respiration, the food is not completely oxidized. It is another difference. With this student, in this, there is 38 ATP, means in the aerobic respiration, a large amount of energy is released in the form of 38 ATP, means adenosine triphosphate. But in this, there is only 2 ATP 2-adenosine triphosphate is released. Means in this, the large amount of the energy is released in the aerobic respiration, and in this, in the anaerobic respiration, there is small amount of energy is released. Another difference, student, this aerobic respiration takes place in both. In both means in the cytoplasm and mitochondria. But anaerobic respiration is found only in the cytoplasm. It is found only in the cytoplasm, student. So it is about the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now, student, there are two types of anaerobes. First is facultative anaerobes and second is obligate anaerobes. Facultative anaerobes are the living organisms that can survive in both, means in the presence of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen, they can survive. And the example of these facultative anaerobes are the butyric acid or lactic acid bacteria. Means because they can adjust in both the situation, means in the presence or in the absence of oxygen themselves. That's why they are known as facultative anaerobes. Means according to facility or according to faculty of the oxygen or the absence of the oxygen, they adjust themselves. That's why they are known as facultative anaerobes. Next is obligate anaerobes, student. Obligate anaerobes are the plants that cannot survive in the presence of oxygen. Means in the presence of the oxygen they may die. That's why they are known as obligate anaerobes. And the example of obligate anaerobes is Clostridium bacteria. Clostridium bacteria is the example of obligate anaerobes. After this, student, now we will discuss about the mechanism of respiration. So now, student, we will discuss about the mechanism of respiration. So, student, first, what is the mechanism of the respiration? First, the glucose that is produced via photosynthesis in the plant. It is utilized to form the pyruvic acid with the help of one process, student, and that process is known as glycolysis. This process was given by three famous scientists. First is Amden, second is Meyerhof, third is Paranas. So Amden, Meyerhof and Paranas gave this pathway. That's why this glycolysis process is also known as EMP pathway, and it is also known as glycolysis, student. Why? Because in this the glucose is broken down into pyruvic acid, and in this process, student, 2-ATP is also released. And student, this process means the glycolysis or EMP pathway is found in both the types of the plants, aerobes and anaerobes, because it is needed in both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now, this pyruvic acid is oxidized in the presence of oxygen into carbon dioxide, water and 38 ATP. Means in this process the large amount of energy is released. And in the anaerobic respiration, this pyruvic acid is oxidized, student, into ethanol and carbon dioxide, and in this the 2 ATP energy is released. Now this complete process means in which the glucose is broken down into pyruvic acid. It is a long chain process, student, and in this the straight chain is formed from which the glucose is broken into pyruvic acid with the help of different enzymes. So the detail of the glycolysis we will discuss in our next segment. So thank you very much and have a nice day.